Well, hello, everybody. The actual intro didn't play correctly, so I'm going to play it for you guys real quick. Hold on if I could find it. All right, here we go. Well, that's much better. My intro worked. I do apologize for the beginning of the show. The intro was not working properly, and I am all over the place today. As you can see, welcome in to our Tuesday show. I'm just super excited for to be here with you guys and spend this next hour with you guys. We have a lot of information to unpack. We're going to be talking about what happens during hurricane season. We're also going to check some information, some new carnival news that is coming out, Disney information. More than likely, you already heard about this, vaccine information, all sorts of cool stuff that just has been happening during this week. We're going to talk about it on the show today. Welcome in, everybody. I'm just so happy to be here. For those of you that are coming in new, my name is Jackie Gonzalez. I am also known as Traveling with Tinkerbell. So I am actually Tinkerbell. And I actually forgot somebody special that I needed to bring today to the show. Man, I forgot about it. But I guess it's going to have to do for tomorrow. So I do apologize. I just been crazy working today, and I forgot to put my special friend here next to me so that she can be a part of the show today. Welcome in, Samara Brown. Jen, welcome in. Donnell, welcome in. I guess Jen and Donnell are home today and they're not working today. Thank you so much for being here and being part of Traveling with Tinkerbell. Look at Samara. Samara's like she's wearing her Lagomar outfit. I wonder which one that might be. So welcome in, everybody. Hello, Harlan. Welcome in. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today. And as everybody starts coming in, I'm just super excited to be back home and be back from my trip. We are going to be doing a special review on that. I'm just working all the information. It's just too much vlog that we did. I think we did 568 clips total, and some of them were anywhere between 1 minute to about 10-15 minutes each. So we're gathering all that information and we're going to do a review, but I also want to bring that review with some snippets so you guys can see the stuff that we actually got to see. We are planning another cruise, and the next one is going to be more than likely 2028. Reason being, I have one of my daughters is getting married next year. So I have to be here for all of that. So I'm going to push some of my bigger projects till 2028 so that I'm able to be here next year during a whole lot of the wedding things that are going to be happening. So I'm super excited. It's very happy for Stephanie and my future son-in-law. Oh my God, now I even forgot his name. Amp and Stephanie are getting married. Jen and Donnell actually got to spend some time with Stephanie. So I think the wedding is December 3rd. So if you are part of Traveling with Tinkerbell on Facebook, maybe you can say congratulations or something over there to them. So I'm super excited for that. So let's get with the show today and let's talk about, what happens, because a lot of people ask me, being that it's hurricane season, a lot of people have those questions, like what happens during hurricane? What happens if my cruise ship don't leave on time? Or what happens if there's a hurricane all of a sudden in the Caribbean and I'm on a ship? Like what happens? A lot of people, some customers of mine and some people that have sent me some messages, they actually think that, if there's a cruise somewhere in the Caribbean water, that you're going to be totally in danger. And that's not true. The first priority of all these cruise lines is to make sure that you guys are not in danger and that everything goes flawlessly. More than likely, what technically happens 99% of the time is the cruise just gets sent someplace else, a different route, to make sure that everybody's safe, guys. That's pretty much, the gist of it, if you will. So I did find some information and I wanted to share this with you guys because obviously there's a lot of people asking all these questions. So the question was, what happens if there is a hurricane during my cruise date? That was one of the questions. And being that the hurricane season is officially from June 1st and it goes all the way through November 30th of each year, during those times, hurricanes and tropical storms will sometimes change their itineraries for cruise ships in the Caribbean and in the Bahamas, mainly during that specific area, because most of our cruises from either the port of all the way from New York all the way through Florida, they usually go through the Caribbean. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which is also known as NOAA, has predicted the above normal hurricane season for 2025. They are predicting a 60% chance of the above normal season and 30% chance of the normal season and 10% chance of the below normal hurricane season. They are forecasting this year anywhere between 13 and 19 named storms with six of them through 10 of them. Well, wait a minute. Let me go back. They are forecasting between 13 to 19 named storms. Six out of the 10 are becoming hurricanes. And these 6 to 10 hurricanes are predicted 3 to 5 will develop into major hurricanes. The numbers are slightly slower than it was predicted in 2024, which is a good thing. That's not too bad. So what happens if a hurricane or a tropical storm during these same dates as your cruise? That's the real question. Like, what happens? First, you need to know that cruise lines do everything in their power, guys, to make sure that the cruise goes on. They're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you still have a vacation, that you're going to have a good time, but also they're going to make sure that you're safe. Only in rare cases will the cruise actually be canceled by the cruise line. The ships can travel at speeds of over 21 knots so that they can usually outrun any hurricane or tropical depression and just go around the inclement weather. So it's not like if you're going to go through the hurricane or anything like that. So a lot of people, tend to kind of like ask that question, am I going to be in danger? I've seen this and that in the internet, and it doesn't happen that way. Yes, you may face some choppy seas. The seas can be rough for anyone who gets seasick easily. So keep in mind that if you're a person that gets seasick easily, make sure that if you're going to travel during hurricane season, make sure your non-drowsy Dramamine or whatever medication or the patch or whatever it is that you take. So make sure you carry some with you at all times. The biggest ship will not rock as much, but when you're really close to a big storm, you will feel the movement, guys. So it's not like if you're not going to feel it at all. Just to let you guys know. Let me see. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing anything that's happening on the chat. The seas will not always be rough during your sailing and around the hurricane. However, guys, and it is definitely not as bad as many you have been seeing on the movies. So it's not like if it's like on the movies or anything like that. If the weather gets too rough, the shows will be canceled. As you can see, if you've been on one of those ships that has, some type of bad storm or even rough seas, some shows can be canceled. The pools will be empty. It's definitely an adventure cruising on choppy seas. I have, in 2 occasions, have been on choppy seas, and it's no fun. I'll be honest with you. But you can just hold on to your mighty and have extra couple of days out of your trip. Sometimes, guys, that's something that you need to prepare yourself when you are traveling during hurricane season. It might be one of those things that there's a hurricane coming, let's say, through either Tampa, Port Canaveral, Miami, and the ship cannot dock for a day or two to make sure that the storm passes or whatever it is. So it might be some possibility that you might be at sea for a day or two. The seas would not always be rough when you're sailing around the hurricane. However, and it's definitely not as bad as maybe as you've seen it in the movies, like I was telling you. If the weather gets too rough, like I said, the shows will be canceled. Other activities will be prepared for you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. Your itinerary could change. It could. It doesn't mean it's have to, but it could change. If the hurricane is going to hit one of your ports that you're going to be visiting, there may be a chance or a change of plans. It is best that you always have a good attitude about the situation, since you really can't do anything about it anyways. Samara over here saying, do you suggest travel insurance during hurricane season? Yes, I do completely suggest, not only during hurricane season, Samara, but I suggest travel protection for all of your cruises. Whether you're going to the Bahamas, maybe a 3 or 4 or 5, 7, 14, 28, 30, a world cruise, whatever, I always suggest travel insurance. Guys, you never know what will happen on your cruise. So it's, if always be protected, have that peace of mind. You don't want to be in a position where something happens, whether you get into an accident and you need medical assistance or medical evacuation from the ship or whatever it could be. It can get costly. Even if it's a 3-day Bahamas weekend, it can get costly. So always purchase travel insurance, not because it's a hurricane season, but you should always purchase it. Or if you travel a lot during the year, then maybe purchase a 1-year policy. Will you get a refund? That was one of the questions that I got. Will I get a refund if something happens, if there is a change? Just to let you know, with most cruise lines, you will likely only get a refund if the entire cruise is canceled. This is very rare that this will happen for any cruise line, but they do everything they can to keep you guys out of harm's ways and always sail around the storms. However, if you book a 7-day cruise and there's a hurricane coming in during that time, you might get your trip shortened by a couple of days. Cruise lines will usually refund the amount of days you were canceled. Now, I'm going to talk about this situation for my own experience. Last year, I had an actual group of 358 passengers. They were going on a group. It was a church group cruise. And I think we had 2 hurricanes out of Port Canaveral, Tampa and Port Canaveral back to back. I think it was Hurricane Helene, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the name of the hurricane. And MSC Seashore ended up having to stay at sea for 1 extra day. My group was supposed to leave Thursday and come back Sunday. So MSC automatically sent us an email saying, okay, your client can cancel for a future cruise credit. That was MSC's doing, a future cruise credit, or they can stay on the itinerary and they will get the day of NASA refunded plus other, onboard credits and perks. So a 3-day cruise became a 1.5-day cruise, if you see it that way. And so either you cancel or you go in a 1.5 day and then you get some money back. Well, some people, the people that left for the 1.5 day, got about $400 back from their cruise, plus they got perks, onboard credits, and stuff like that for the day that they missed. For the people that decided to stay and not go, then they had a future cruise credit. So they refund them back their port taxes and fees, and then they had a credit for their cruise fare. So that was what MSC did during that hurricane last year. So just to let you know, every cruise line do something different. And when something like that happens, you will automatically get an email directly from the cruise line. So guys, please make sure that you always keep your email, the right email information, or your cell phone or something, because that's where they're actually going to provide all of that, all of those details, information. They will let our, obviously your travel advisor know, but if you're not working with a travel advisor, that you will get it through an email. Welcome in, Miss Mama Nancy. Thank you so much for being here. And David, thank you so much for being here. David, I got to give you a call. We got to do something together. Another trip to Halifax got closed to new ships, so we went back to St. John's. Okay. See, they do all sorts of different things, but it's always good, to keep it collected. Don't be upset, because these things happen. And if you're booking anywhere during June 1st to November 30th, anything can happen during that time. It's not necessarily that you will be affected, but if you do get affected, make sure, you take it, for what it is. And you knew that you were going to be in that situation if something were to happen. Now, this is where the question that Samara had about travel insurance come from. Be prepared with travel insurance. A hurricane might not affect your trip at all, but it might make your cruise miserable. If you do lose a couple of days of vacation, or your flight gets canceled because of weather, therefore you can make your cruise, you will want to have travel insurance to be compensated for that. With the cruise travel insurance, you may be reimbursed in case of weather or any other unforeseen events for your getaway on the high seas. You can check out the travel guard. So everything that you have, it could be covered through your cruise protection. So keep in mind that when you're purchasing travel insurance, guys, make sure that, if you have a pre-existing condition or anything that you think of, make sure that it covers you for that kind of stuff, for trip delays, for hurricane situations that happen. You want to know how much does it cover? What are you going to get? How quickly you're going to get it? Because obviously you got to put out the money on the upfront. So you want to make sure that it's not going to take you 6-7 months to get your money back. You have to make sure that whenever you do decide to purchase, these travel insurance, that you're getting the best deal out there. Just keep in mind that, safety is always the priority when you're traveling on cruises. That's the main thing. Safety is the main thing that any cruise line will take. And I know, because I've seen it on cruises where, like, for instance, when we were on the Celebrity Beyond, we missed out on Cayman Islands. And there was 2 ships on the other side of the bay that they actually were able to go, but our ship was too big. So, and the seas were not rough, but it was very windy. So they told us that we couldn't actually at all be able to dock there, because we have to do the tendering kind of thing. So, and a lot of people were upset, well, why are these 2 ships able to do it and we're not able to dock? And people were sometimes, asking if they were going to get some type of refund for that day and different things. So the cruise, always prepare, some type of activities or whatever the case may be, to make sure that you're happy and everything, everybody accommodates everything. And what was funny was that they didn't accept us on the dock, guys. But we ended up having to come back 3 hours later because we had an actual emergency that we had to drop somebody off. And if you remember the Celebrity Beyond vlogs, I actually vlogged that part. And it was funny, because like, okay, we couldn't come to Cayman Islands, but we had to turn back around 3 hours later to drop somebody out. My dad has Book It Real Good last minute in one of his, his ears. Oh my gosh, Samara. My dad's watching you. My dad's watching you. He's home today and it's Canada Day. Oh, well, hi, Samara's dad. Hello, Mr. Brown. So let me see. So yeah, guys, that's the information that I had when it came to the hurricane information, because a lot of people do ask those types of questions, and I wanted it to at least provide this information out to you guys. That way you guys are more prepared when you're traveling on your cruise this year. Actually, next month, I will be traveling again for like a couple of days only. For those of you that weren't here, I got invited to the Star of the Sea. So I will be on Star August 13th to the 16th. So I will be there, and I'm taking Sophie with me this time. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to get to see Star of the Seas and get to see that brand new ship. And I think Diana Summers is the godmother. So I'm looking forward to all of that stuff that they're going to prepare for us to do this naming ceremony. One of the other things that I wanted to talk to you guys is Carnival actually changed back to their Coke products. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but if you didn't, now Carnival will no longer be serving Pepsi. They're going to be serving Coke products. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Give me 1 second, guys. I was just telling Jaden to get me something real quick. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, so they decided that they're going back to their Coke products. A lot of people are super happy about that. So for those of people that like Pepsi, no more Pepsi on Carnival. I don't know when it's taking effect, but I did see it there. Also, if you guys looked at the news, which has been all over the place, the situation that happened on one of the Disney cruise lines where the latest that I heard on the news was that, hold on a second. The latest that I heard on the news was that supposedly, and I don't know how true this is, so take it with a grain of salt. Supposedly the father put the 4 or 5-year-old on the railing to take a picture of her, and the little girl fell back. And that's how the accident happened. Thankfully, that the father jumped into the ocean and, picked her up, and it took, I think, 20 or 30 minutes for the rescue. So I give kudos to Disney. Let's just put it that way. Kudos to Disney that they were fastly prepared for that. So it was crazy, guys. I'm telling you, it was crazy. But I'm thankful that they were rescued, and I'm thankful that everything is okay. The little girl is okay. So everybody is super, super. I know, Donna. I can't believe that they actually, that she actually survived. But give me 1 quick second, because I got somebody here that wants to spend some time with us. There she is. So now it's traveling with Tinkerbell. But yeah, I don't know. I tell you, it was a miracle, because I couldn't even imagine, because she fell from the 4th floor, deck 4. So she fell, I can imagine, because she's not that high, but still, just to think that the propellers and everything in between, it's crazy how they made it, but they made it. It was not their time. So I'm very happy that the dad was able to jump in super fast in the water and take care of her. I would have done the same. I think I would have jumped in without even thinking twice. But yeah, don't put your kids in the railing if that's what really happened. I continued praying for that family. I know it was probably the most horrible experience they've ever happened in their life. And I don't know if they're going to continue to cruise, but it's crazy. The deck four is equivalent to a 14-story fall. Yeah, it's crazy how they actually, well, how the little girl survived and actually the father, that went in. It is crazy. Look at Samara. She goes, I need a Mickey on my shoulder. Well, this one right here, she comes all the way from Paris, is where I actually found her. And I've been wanting one forever. Orlando does not sell them anywhere. And when we visited Disneyland in Paris, I saw a gentleman, his wife had one, and I asked her, she goes, oh, I just got her, in the Emporium. So I actually bought two. So I have this one and I have a replacement just in case. So she will be going with me like to Disney, and she'll be here on the show and all of that because it's traveling with Tinkerbell. So there she is. I figured that it would be really cute for something like that on the show. So that's the reason why I got her. But yeah, I give, to be honest, guys, I am beyond with Disney. Disney did an amazing job, I guess stopping that ship when they did. The people keeping an eye on the dad and the little girl to make sure that they got rescued. Hello, Cruise Nuts, welcome in, sir. So it's just been a crazy week between Carnival's loyalty program, Carnival's Coke situation, the Disney situation, hurricanes coming, during this summer. So we just got to make sure that we are prepared, that if you're going to cruise during the summer, make sure you have your travel protection. Make sure that you guys have every documentation to make sure that you guys are all set for the rest of the year. I actually buy travel insurance to Allianz because it's a yearly policy. And I make sure that I always renew I think my renewal was in April, but this year I actually renewed it end of May so that it can last me till May of next year because I had that big Europe trip last month. So I want to make sure, and I updated it because I was going to Europe to make sure that if anything were to happen, I was covered from beginning to end because you never know what can happen. And I was going to be on the other side of the world. So when is you guys' next cruise? Mine's is Start of the Seas in August. And then I'm going to be doing another announcement down the road. We also have another cruise down the road, but I'm not going to do that announcement till when time comes. But yeah, my next one is next month on the 13th. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing this ship. Getting to know a lot about Star. I didn't get to go on Icon because I had a group cruise during that time. But at least I'm able to do Star, so I'm super happy. Samara says that hers is in 5 months from today. Ooh, is it another? I'm gonna guess. Let me guess. Another Disney cruise, because you only go Disney. Are you going on the Disney? What is it? The Disney Destiny or whatever that thing is called? MSC Sea Escape in September. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna be doing another big a big trip. In 2028 is when we're thinking of doing a big trip. Can't wait to see the new ship. Yeah, me too, David. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I've never been, like I said, I've never been on Icon, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing Star of the Sea. It's kind of crazy, guys, because I remember when Carnival Vista came out, brand new. I wanted to see the Vista. I've never been on the Vista, but I've been on the Horizon about 3 or 4 or 5 times now. And then Icon came out and I wanted to do Icon and I got invited and everything. And then I had the group cruise, so I had to decline on that. So I'm on the second one. So it's kind of weird. Like I've never been on the first one, but I've been going on the second one. But it's still good. Hi, Em. Welcome in. I don't know if you're coming from work or you had a day off. I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know, but I got to put Tinkerbell kind of like looking at you guys. There we go. Hold on. She's like twisted now. She's kind of looking at me like, hello. A lot of people says, are you going to put her on your show? And I'm like, of course, she's going to be there. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to be talking about the Port of St. Croix and Across the Wave. So come back for that. Hello, Mr. Scott McNeil. How are you doing, sir? Welcome in. Welcome in. My wife liked the Carnival Vista better than the Horizon. Harlan, I've never been on the Vista. I've been on the Horizon. I haven't been on the Panorama because I have not been to LA yet, because I know the Panorama is on that side of the world. So eventually, I would like to do a trip to Cabo and all of that. So I'm thinking of going one of these days over there. My Alaska cruise for next year, I'm going to have to move it to 2027 due to the wedding. So we're going to move that. I was looking forward to it, but because of my daughter's wedding, so I have to move a lot of stuff for the following year. So I'm still going to be traveling somewhat next year, but it's going to be kind of like around all of the wedding activities that are going to be happening. I'm looking forward to my cruise next year. Where are you going, David? If you don't mind letting us know. Someone I know said that St. Croix had nice hotels with casinos. He liked the craps table. Oh, that's awesome. I've been researching some stuff about St. Croix today. I still got to go through a whole lot to figure it out. I know that Jeffy does the around the port part of it, so I'll let him know to see if he can find some information like that to bring to the show tomorrow. I'm just so happy to be here with you guys. And, now we could talk about anything we want. Like, let's just open it up. Let's just have a good time and open it up. All the information that I wanted to give you guys, it was pretty much at the beginning of the show. I wanted to have some time just to have that conversation with you guys and see what you guys were doing. My friend is in town and he is from over there. Well, welcome in. Thank you so much for being over here in the United States. MSC, not sure, probably, and then Disney for my birthday in November. Oh, what Disney cruise line? Well, I know Disney cruise line. What ship are you doing? The Wish, the Treasure? Is it the I think it is the Destiny. They have the Dream. What else do they have over there? Fantasy. Maybe Samara can help me. Not for long, laugh a lot, only a short time. Well, at least it's kind of cool. You have a friend, that came to visit you. That's always wonderful. What are you guys doing for the 4th of July? Any plans for the 4th of July? What are you guys going to do? I don't know what we're doing here in the Tinkerbell house. The 4th of July, I wanted it to go to the beach or maybe go fishing with Martine. But my mom wants to do something, so I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I guess those plans, to be determined between now and Friday. But I want to do the seashore next year. Yeah, the MSC Seashore is nice. The World is really good. They want to do Disney cruise hosted by me. Laugh out loud. Oh my God, Samara, trust me. We need to do a group with Samara. Samara's group. That's what we need to do. Family is coming over, but I am working until 4:39. Oh no. You're doing the Dream. Oh, look at you, Samara. You're going to stay in Lagomar? At least I know where I can find Samara whenever she's in Florida. I know exactly where I can find her. There is one Greek restaurant in St. Croix, the Pickle Greek. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. I wonder what the Pickle Greek has as a restaurant. Pickle Greek, St. Croix. Let's see what they have for food. You know me, I'm gonna check it out. So I'm gonna have it here, and I'm gonna check it out tomorrow to see. Maybe I'll probably be talking about that Pickle Greek St. Croix restaurant. 4 nights and 2 Disney. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. 4 nights and 2 Disney islands on. Ooh, look at you. I don't know about that. Lookout. What is it called? Lookout Point at Lighthouse something. That is just like, you're going to be roasted. Like, you're going to be like a rotisserie walking that long, elongated walk over there. That's just insane. Disney has to put something to cover that sun just beaming on you while you walk. What is it, like a half mile or 1 mile, whatever it is? I know they do have some carts that do take you there. I think I want to do something with Disney one of these days, being that I'm traveling with Tinkerbell. maybe we could do like a little 3-day or 4-day group cruise on one of the Disney, maybe the Disney Wish or something like that. Samara's like, I am going with you. I go to the beach and find Mickey with my art book. Oh my God. Guys, you don't understand. She sends me all sorts of pictures and I love them. She makes me smile every time she sends me these crazy pictures of her and Goofy or Chip and Dale or whoever these characters are. It's just crazy. She makes me smile every time she sends me the pictures. But yeah, maybe we could do like a little 3-day, maybe Disney Wish group cruise, traveling with Tinkerbell on a Disney Wish. Hey, that'll be kind of cool. I'm gonna have to check and see what rates is good and what during what year, because with Disney, you really don't get to do a group. You don't do a group rate. It's like I can book everybody separate, but you actually don't get a group rate. I know, David, that'll be cool, right? To do like a Disney Wish. Also, let me see. Scott, good luck working the double. Oh no. Scott, yeah, definitely. We'll be with you. We're cheering you on for the double shift. Are you doing double shift like right now, this minute? Yeah, that's Maddie. That's my granddaughter talking over there. If you guys are hearing her. So yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I know that Scott is always on a cruise. I'm guessing he's working right now, but he's also, some of his time is always on a cruise. These need to come down in their pricing. I agree with you, but it is what it is. Disney is one of those that their pricing, it is what it is, and they're not going to change. No different than their park. I was actually amazed that the Disneyland in Paris, they actually the pricing for the park is only $70, 70 American dollars, because when I did the reservation, it was $70. So that was a good price, I think, for me, for a Disney park. And that park is really, really nice, to be honest with you. If you've never been to the Disney Paris, it's really nice. It's stormy and dark here. Oh no, it's raining over there where you are. It's nice and sunny over here on the 4th. Ooh, so you're actually going on a cruise July 4th, Scott? That is so cool. Where are you going? Look at you guys traveling. I love it. I love to hear all of you guys travels and stuff like that. I gotta check this thing with YouTube, because some of you guys have oh, look at this. This is so cool. It tells me the top fans. Oh, that is so cool how they have it now. They have these little crowns over your name. I don't know if you guys can see them, but I can see them. And it tells me who the top fans are. This is so neat. Something new. I tell you, YouTube always comes up with the craziness. Next cruise is a transatlantic on the Mardi Gras in October. Ooh, that one is a good one. Where's the Mardi Gras going now? Because wait a minute. Mardi Gras is always here in Florida. So where are they taking it? Barcelona? Not bad. It was a great price many years ago. Disney Paris. Yeah, it's $70 for the Disney Paris tickets. It's really, really I think it's a really good, decent price. The park is not small, guys. It's very big, and it has a lot of really cool rides and things like that. I really enjoy. It's a small world. It's completely different than the one we have here in Orlando. So it was really nice. It's storming off on and on here now. Oh, because you're in Philly. So man, yeah, it's over here. It's bright, it's shiny, it's hot as heck. So I need some of your storm, even though that June is more like when we actually in June is when it rains a lot here in Florida. So in the mornings it's nice and hot, and by 5 o'clock it storms really bad, and then it goes away, and then that's it. The crowns are old. YouTube had been randomly placing them on lives here and there. Yeah, I've never seen them before. They're new. That's how long I haven't seen the actual YouTube, because I do YouTube, but I've never seen that part of it. So that's really cool. Not old, but I have seen them quite a bit. Okay, that's pretty nice. So yeah, it gives me the actual top rated fans. Look at you guys being part of Traveling with Tinkerbell. I love it. I love my community, and we're continuing to grow. You know, a little bit at a time. Is crawling, but we're growing, and that's what matters. Just make sure that when you're looking at the vlogs, please watch the whole vlog if you're able to. That'll help the channel out, because we actually do a lot of travel for you guys. So if you guys can, even if you put it there and you let it run, at least it'll help the channel out for views purposes. And always like the content. It helps me out, also put it out there, letting YouTube know to continue to push it out there to everybody else. I try my best, now that I'm back, I'm trying my best to get caught up with all my friends and all of that, trying to see, their vlogs and putting comments and stuff like that. It helps, guys. Trust me, if you watch it, even if you're just putting it for sound in the background, just make sure you watch it all. It helps if you watch it all, if you like, and if you comment, it also helps. You got a great community. Thank you, David. Thank you, because you're part of the community, and I'm trying to be part of your community and the Disney. We got to get together, David, because I got some ideas I want to run through you to see if we can do something together. I know that it's been a little crazy with my work and I'm a little busy, but I've been thinking about some stuff that I want to do with you. That's why the other day I reached out to you, but I want to actually call you. So it's going to be fun. I'm always, guys, trying to do something new, especially for my clients. I'm always trying to do something different. Soon here, I'm not sure what day, but I'm working on this project. You're going to be able to see on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, I'm going to be having some reels and some shorts, and it's going to be the lowest price on different ships, whether Royal and Celebrity, because that's the ones I'm going to be working with closely. Eventually, depending on how that goes, I'm going to be going into NCL and obviously MSC and stuff like that. But I'm going to be bringing the Expedia group rates. What are the lowest rates on which cabins for how many people and stuff like that. So they're going to have, it's going to be kind of like a little video of the ship kind of that you're going to be going. Let's say if it's Icon of the Sea, so it's going to be some snippets of icons, and it's going to tell you interior cabin this much, blah blah blah, whatever the information. It's going to have a code on the bottom, so when you call it in, I'm going to ask you, okay, is it what code? Either code, let's say 12345 or whatever the code might be, and then I can know exactly what you're talking about, and we can get you that specific deal. Most of these specials are also going to come with OVC, which who doesn't like onboard credit, right? So I've been working closely with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity. So we're going to be providing onboard credit to the guest. So that's going to be part of the perks. So the perks have a lot of different stuff, like refundable deposits on some of them, so that if anything were to happen, then you have that peace of mind that you can cancel and you get your money back. So that's one of the projects that I've been working with Royal. So it's going to be coming, it's going to be rolling out. I'm going to roll it out on Traveling with Tinkerbell Facebook, Instagram, and the shorts. So keep an eye on that. If I'm trying to grow the Facebook as well and the Instagram, because I don't post there as much. So, but that's something that I'm going to get better at. And I'm going to try to grow the community on there too, so that you guys can see all these different specials. And if you're interested, then you can call in for those types of specials and be able to book on them. So we're trying to do something completely different to give you guys cruises that are cheaper than any place else. Well, some people sometimes have different types of rooms and stuff like that, but we're going to try. So let's see. Okay, cool. Still trying to replace. Oh my God, you're still trying to do that from last year? Man, I'm so sorry to hear all of that information. I know you've been going through a lot, David. Yeah, so that's one of the projects that we're working on right now, growing the Traveling with Tinkerbell. So if you want to share that information out with friends and family, to join Traveling with Tinkerbell. I actually opened, for those of you that don't know, I actually opened Facebook and Instagram mainly for my clients, because I actually opened them so that my clients can actually post different, if they wanted to, they didn't have to, but if they wanted to, they can post in like pictures of their vacation, kind of leave like a little review of my services to them. Eventually, sometime is that I have so much, but I want to send out some emails out to, I have a lot of clients, so I have to send a lot of massive email to see if they can go either on Google or under my Expedia account and leave a review of me, because that's something that I got to get done as well. So I want to be able, so that if anybody's coming in new or a referral or something, they can see the type of work that I provide out there to the customer. By any chance, did you encounter any peer runners from the past cruise? Laugh aloud, just curious. Actually, we did. In our Europe cruise, we encountered oh my God, I think we were in the port of Cannes. Yeah, we were in Cannes, and we were the last excursion coming in. And keep in mind that you have to take a little shuttle from where the buses are to the ship. Like, so you take a little water shuttle, and it brings you into the dock area, and then you go on your buses. So we were the last bus coming in, and we were about 30 something people. And two of the people that were in our bus decided that they were going to go purchase whatever it is that they were going to go purchase. And we were already late by 45 minutes. And they were trying to hurry everybody into the ship. So we were not really peer runners because we were late because of the thing, but they were peer runners because people were, they were saying that they were missing two people from the boat thing, and they were stuck on the other side. So they finally picked them up and they brought them back over here, because I guess the person didn't notice that they were out there. They were generous enough to go get them and then bring them back in. And I guess they maybe did that because the next port of call is not like too far. So even if we were late for a little bit, we would have made it on time with no problem. But yeah, we had two peer runners, and people, it was funny because I was already inside my room and I had dropped the balcony window thing down because I had an infinity balcony, and I could hear the people screaming like, run, like hurry up. And they were actually waiting for the two people to come in. So that was kind of like funny. But that was the only peer runner encounter that I had in Europe. That person was very generous. They were Celebrity was very generous. They sent another one of their little tenders back because those people, I guess, I don't know why I wouldn't even try, because we were already 45 minutes late. Like, what were you thinking? But they actually decided to go back and purchase something. I don't know what they really needed, but they actually got lucky. And even though that the captain had mentioned that even if they were, like, let's say stuck in Cannes, I don't know how you even pronounce that, that they can take either the train from one side to the other, or whatever the case may be, and they can meet us at the other port of call. So it's not like if something were to happen, I'm guessing they probably would have maybe had to pay a one-night hotel stay and then the next day get back on the ship. But if I'm already late, I'm not gonna, make the ship even later because I needed to go purchase something or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they decided to skedaddle and think that they were gonna go shopping. Like, I don't know, what were you thinking? Like, we were already 45 minutes late. Even the late, which was funny, guys, and I got to tell you this story because this was hilarious. So we get on the bus, and it's probably part of the vlog. And the lady saying, "Oh, I think she was our tour person. I think she was about 80 years old or something like that." And she's like, "I've been doing this for 60 something years. Nothing has ever happened. I have never lost a person. I have never this and never that and blah, blah, blah." Right. And here we are, and we got there 45 minutes late. Traffic was horrible. Um, Anything that can possibly have happened on that trip. And I thought that it was hilarious. I was telling Jeffy, well, there goes her reputation. I said, we were the one-off team, had to be us that, they came in late and, she didn't lose anybody, but two people skedaddle. So, and you could tell, I felt bad because you could tell she was nervous and she was telling the bus driver, just, can you go a little faster, to get to the, and everybody told her, don't worry, because we're in a cruise excursion. They have to wait for us, this, that, and the other. But she was so sweet and very kind. So I thought it was hilarious that she started off by like, yeah, I have a record. Nothing ever has happened. Everything's gonna be great, and then all of that stuff happened. But it was a lot of fun. And 2 peer runners. That's what we ended up with at the end. But yeah, so I noticed that some of you guys are going on trips. I'm also going on one. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited for Star. I don't know what to expect yet, other than then just show up and have a good time. And I'm gonna try again to bring it out to you live. Hopefully, Royal Caribbean can get it together with the Wi-Fi, because World was a disaster trying to get the Wi-Fi together. But I'm going to try my best, because I think the day we get on board, it's going to be a crazy day, because the day we get on board is on a Wednesday. And on that Wednesday, we also have Across the Waves. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out if we're going to do an Across the Wave show at 8, because I don't know what time my dinner is. I don't know, I don't know all the logistics yet for what's going to happen, what the itinerary is going to be all about. So I'm not sure, but I would love to bring it to you guys live if I could. That way you guys can see the ship like live, like right there and then. So that's my goal, for the community, so that they can see something like, brand new. And yeah, I'm going to be taking Tinkerbell here with me. So it's going to be a lot of fun. She's going to be traveling with me on everywhere I go from now on. I think she's going to be part of the community. So get used to the little Tinky here. And yeah, we're going to be traveling with Tinkerbell for real. I'm actually super happy that I found her. My mom wants her. My mom wants to take her away. You know what? I should put these ears on her, right? I think she would look really cute, because they're very little. So I think she would look really cute with her own little ears. But yeah, my mom wants to keep my Tinkerbell. I said, no, Mom, that one is mine. That's for the show. I had it in my car the other day, because I went to Epcot on, when was it? On Saturday. And if you guys follow me on Facebook, I put a picture of her. That was her first time out. And we had a great time. People were actually asking about, like, hey, like, where did you get her? I haven't seen her over here. And I said, you got to go to Paris. I can't wait for the cold season to come, because I actually bought me this really cool Disneyland Paris jacket that I bought in Paris. So I'm looking forward to wearing that in the cold season, the only 2 weeks out of the year that we can wear it in December or January, whenever it gets cold over here, because it's super hot in Florida during, towards the end of the year as well. So yeah, so I don't have a whole lot today other than, the information about the hurricanes. Please keep in mind to buy travel protection, guys. It's always good to have travel protection. Gratuities are a must, if that's something that you do, or unless you actually provide cash to the crew members. Just keep in mind those crew members work 12 to sometimes 15-hour, 16-hour days. Sometimes when we're asleep, they're still working and cleaning and doing everything that they got to do for us. So just keep them in mind. If you can, you don't have to, but it's always nice to bring them a little gift bag of some sort with some little things. They kind of enjoy that kind of stuff. So, just something small. It doesn't have to be out there or anything like that, but something small. Or unless you want to bring a little something, and then you can leave it as a thank you when you're leaving, your cabin on your last day. That's something that you can do too. The crew on Disney is the best. They cry when I left the dinner team. Aww. But see, you're like family, Samara, because they know you're coming back. They know this girl is going to be coming back 3 days from now. She'll be on the next cruise. She's right now waiting for these days to drop so that she can build her next cruise. Hey, I be doing the same thing. I'm keeping an eye on Alaska for 2027. I'm waiting for the days to drop so that I can actually book it. I'm going to be booking it real good for sure. For Alaska, making sure that I get good rates. She says, I am a fish. I know you're a fish. But yeah, guys, so hold on a second. Just what I was going to tell you. So keep that in mind, the gratuities, travel protection. If you're flying, make sure that you leave a day before on your cruise. It happened not so long ago. I saw it in the news. A lady was flying on the day of her cruise, and her flight got canceled, and she didn't make it to her cruise. She lost all of her money. I'm hoping that she at least has some travel protection. I'm going to Baltimore in August. Then I'll book the cruise after that. Ooh, Baltimore. I heard really good things about Baltimore. One of these days I have to go check Baltimore out. I think they have some really good restaurants or something in Baltimore that I heard about. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't that where that the bridge collapsed. I think that's Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, guys, so I got Disney Community Meetup. Oh, that's right. They do it every year over there. You're right, David. I know that you guys have a lot of people that meet up for that community. One of these days, I'm going to have to go check it out with you and go over there and do that meetup. I need to talk to Pete as well and get with him one of these days. I got to give him a call because there's some stuff that I want to check out with you guys on the Disney community. I want to be able to build a little bit on the Disney community area. But yeah, guys, that's all that I have for you guys today. Unless you guys have any other questions for me that you guys need me to answer, I will be lovely to answer any question. Yes, I know. I heard that it's a lot of fun, David. I heard that it's a lot of fun. When I was talking to Pete, he told me that you guys do that every year. So I heard that that it's a lot of fun. So maybe not this year, because I have a lot of stuff going around, but maybe for next year, I'll definitely check and see what dates you guys are doing it, and I might go check it out for sure. Bye, Miss Donnell. I love you, girl. I love you, Jen, too, and M, and Samara, and Mr. David, and Scott McNeil, Mama Nancy. And everybody that is on the program, that sometimes they are afraid to chit chat. I'll tell you, I will love to hear from everybody, because I know that there's a lot of people, you guys can't see them, but I could. There's a lot of people that watch the channel, but they don't actually interact. I challenge you, interact. You're going to love the community. Just say hello, and you'll see how everybody, talks to you. And that people love to talk, and you'll be surprised. You might meet some friends maybe from your own state and stuff like that. So you never know. So we have people from Pennsylvania, from New York. We have Samara that is from Canada. We have Scott McNeil from Panama City. We have David. I think David is in Orlando. I'm in Tampa. So yeah, guys, chit chat with everybody. Don't be afraid. Nothing's going to happen. Just say hello. I'm here. This is me. I've been watching your show. And if you hear Maddie, that's Maddie. Maddie's saying hello to the channel. Guys, make sure you guys stay safe. I love you guys all to the moon and back. God bless each and every one of you guys. And I will see you tomorrow on Across the Wave. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about the Port of St. Croix. So come back tomorrow. And I think Miss Katie was the one that suggested the Port of St. Croix. So hopefully, Miss Katie, if you're watching the replay, we're going to be checking out St. Croix tomorrow for you to give you some information. Hasta luego, guys. Toodaloo, toodaloo. I gotta learn how to say. And you gotta teach me how to say toodaloo in French. I don't know. I found a word, but I don't know if that's the right one. Oh, look, Blue is trying to say hello. Bye, guys. I love you all. Take care. See you tomorrow.